Hey, I'm Jay, and you're listening to Mindset Monday, a new series on the More Than podcast created to be the perfect dose of inspiration and motivation while giving you tangible tools to shift your mindset in a more positive direction. After all, your life is only as good as your mindset. I'm so glad you're here. We all know that a good day starts with a good morning, but for the majority of you listening, if you're being honest with yourself right now and asking, are you intentional about how you start your days? I'm willing to bet the majority of you would say no. And I get it because I've been there for most of my life. I start my day really just chaotic. I'm not a morning person. I like to structure every day a little bit different depending on what I'm doing. And up until about 4 years ago, that's just the way I lived my life. That's the way that I structured, quote unquote, my mornings, is that I didn't really have a morning routine. And it wasn't until I heard a podcast, I believe it was Ed Milet, saying that even if you don't have a structured routine, you still have a routine because you have habits. And I realized that me snoozing my alarm a whole bunch of times is a habit. Me running late is a habit. Me not eating breakfast is a habit. Me feeling stressed and anxious is a habit that I had to be really intentional about breaking. But when I started exploring the idea of having a structured morning routine, I was so overwhelmed, and maybe a lot of you can relate to this too, that there's so much information out there on how you should start your day. Some people are big proponents of cold plunging, or you need to be in the sauna, or you need to be grounding, you need to be in sunlight, you need to do a HIIT workout, you need to wake up as soon as your alarm goes off, you need to wake up slowly, you need to wake up quickly, you need to watch the news and be educated, you need to stay off your phone. There's so much contradicting information that if you're anything like me, when you feel overwhelmed, it's easy to just not get started at all. I have an all or nothing mentality in pretty much everything that I do in my life, and it's something I have to be really intentional about breaking. And if you have that all or nothing mentality too, I hope this episode can encourage you to just start taking bits and pieces of things that you think will work for you to start incorporating into your mornings. Because let's face it, if you wake up stressed, or you feel like you're behind, or you're scrolling Instagram, you are not going to be able to catch up and have a good day because of the way that you are intentionally starting the first bit of your day. So I opened up on my Instagram stories this morning that I've been in a funk the last 2 days, really not feeling like myself, being just really negative, feeling really discouraged. And I made a decision last night before I went to bed that I was going to set myself up for success this morning. And I was going to go back to my habits, the structured morning routine that I have had for myself for the last 4 years that I've been neglecting over the last 2 days. So I got brutally honest with myself and thought, okay, so this funk started on Sunday. What did I start doing on Sunday morning that is different from what I normally do? And then I realized that on Sunday, I woke up, I was really tired. I turned off my alarms and didn't end up going to church like I had planned because I was too sleepy. And I grabbed my phone and I saw that I had a video sent from one of my friends on TikTok. I know better than to open that right away and to get started on that time suck first thing in the morning, especially on a Sunday. But I clicked it, one thing led to another, and it had been an hour and a half that I'd been mindlessly scrolling through other people's content on Instagram. And even though in my mind I was like, oh, it's just entertaining, I have nowhere else to be, I have nothing else to be doing, the rest of my day, I could feel the anxiety, I could feel the comparison that started taking root first thing in the morning because of one decision that I had made. I wasn't intentional about it at the time, but then I realized that then all throughout the day, I was glued to my phone. I was on social media just constantly looking at other people's stuff, other people's travels, other people's weekend plans and stuff they were doing with their friends, while I'm sitting on my couch choosing to spend my day of rest and recovery envying other people's lives. No wonder I was in a funk. No wonder I wasn't feeling like myself. And then I allowed this to continue, because then Monday morning, I grabbed my phone and I did the exact same thing. I know better because I have created routines for myself that have safeguarded my days to make sure that I set myself up for success. But when you're in a place where you're already feeling discouraged, or you're feeling overwhelmed, or maybe you have some other stuff going on in your life, it's really easy to use social media as a means to escape your reality. And because I was feeling discouraged in these other areas, it was easier for me to just grab my phone and look at other people's lives than actually take action in my own life. Getting brutally honest with myself and realizing what I was doing is the only way that I'm able to make intentional change. And it got me thinking that so many of us start our days this way. If you're allowing outside influence into your mind first thing in the morning, in the first 30 minutes of you waking up, you're responding to text messages, you're looking through your email, you're turning on the news, you're scrolling on social media, you are allowing outside influences to control your day. And knowing that's the way that the majority of you are starting your day frustrates me because I understand how discouraging it is, because I just got off a 2-day bender of doing that. So I want you guys to do an intentional exercise with me this week. I want you to commit to the next 7 days. You can do anything for 7 days. I want you to commit to not touching your phone for the first 30 minutes of your day. It's going to feel so weird for the first day or two, but stick with it for 7 days. Now, on day 8, go back to your old routine. Pick up your phone. I want you to feel the stark difference in your body between the two ways of waking up. You'll notice that you have so much more anxiety, that you feel so much more behind, that you're feeling super discouraged, that you're struggling with comparison. You're going to notice all these things play out in your own life. And once you can feel that, it's enough motivation for you to realize, okay, I got to break this. I got to make a change. So despite all of the craziness that you do see online, all the scientific research, all the fitness gurus, all the people that are telling you what you need to do to start your morning routine, implement that one thing, and I promise you, your entire day will change. Now, I mentioned how 4 years ago is when I really started structuring out my morning routine. And that's because I was doing these experiments with myself, that I felt like if I started my day in the same way every single morning, it would set me up for success. Every single successful business CEO that I follow does that exact same thing. All these people that I really admire all have these structured morning routines that they preach about. So I figured, okay, I'm just going to start small. So I started by just being intentional about the first 15 minutes of my day. If you invest just 15 minutes a day for 1 year, it's equivalent to 4 full days. That's 4 full days of you intentionally pouring into yourself by doing something as simple as spending 15 minutes just being intentional with yourself. When I saw that, I'm like, okay, I can do anything for 15 minutes. So I started small. For 15 minutes, I would read. I would do a devotional. I would turn on a meditation. I'd experiment with a couple different things to see what worked for me. No morning routine is a one-size-fits-all. We all have very different lives and different demands at different times. If you're a busy mom, you might not have 15 minutes or 45 minutes first thing in the morning to dedicate to yourself. You might need to fit it in at some other point in your day. If you are a business CEO, you might have more than 15 minutes a day because you control your own schedule. If you're a college student, your life is going to look different. Whatever phase of life you're in, you need to figure out what's going to work best for you and what's going to serve you. All I'm asking is 15 minutes. So once I started to figure out what worked best for me, I created this method. It's called the 3M method. And I structured this in my own life to help me set up a really successful morning routine that serves me in every season, no matter where I'm at, if I'm on vacation, if I'm at home. I know that if I do these 3 things every single morning, I am setting myself up for success. Now, I realized that these 3 things simplified my morning routine and is something that could really help you simplify your morning routine as well. So I included it in one of the lessons of the Fundamentals of Confidence, but I wanted to give you guys exclusive access to this as well. So we have created a free ebook that we are giving away that shares all of my secrets about establishing a structured morning routine using this 3M method. You're going to get a sneak peek into the course, and you're also going to get some really incredible resources and exercises to help you structure your morning routine. I promise you, investing in this one thing, starting your day off with intentionality, is going to be life-changing for you. So I'm so excited for you guys to get your hands on this ebook. If you go to the link in our bio, you will have full access to it. And I can't wait to see how your guys' lives are gonna change once you start implementing this. If you're in a place where you are ready to start taking charge of your life, if you wanna become the best version of yourself, if you simply wanna set yourself up to have a good day, this is a free resource that is gonna help you get there. The link is in our bio and it is now available to you guys. I'm so excited to see how this changes your life.